Hey guys, welcome to a new video. In this video, I'm turning the medieval tower I built in the last episode into a diorama scene. A while ago, I bought two 70-second scale figure kits of Miniart brand, put them in the storage and haven't even checked what's in the box until now. I gotta say, I'm quite disappointed in their quality, at least in this scale. Soldiers are almost paper thin, their facial details are horrible, the horse's body parts are way out of proportion, mold lines and flashes are all over the figures. I'm comparing these with the leftover Zvezda Knight figure. You can clearly see what I'm talking about with Miniart horses here. For example, on this one, the armor looks like it's welded on the horse's body. And I mean, look at those legs. A horse looks almost like it belongs to a fashion show podium, not a battlefield. Miniart Rider looks about right in regards to appropriate scale, just looks funny when he's on horseback. So many flashes and mold lines to clean here as well. Anyway, I gave all the figures a black primer, then starting painting them with appropriate colors. In order to give this theme a color, I picked up purple and yellow. As I mentioned before, faces of the figures are so bad, you wouldn't know that's a face unless you paint it in flesh tones. I call this guy Frank the Faceless. I mean, maybe I got unlucky and came across to a bad batch of figures of Miniart, never purchased anything from them. And I know you can't look for much details in 70-second scale, but I had been happy with brands like Italy, Zvezda, well, even Airfix. I'll be fair and give one more try to Miniart in the future though. Once all the painting is done, I gave a flash and black wash on the figures to bring up some details. Next, I got my wood bin out and picked up sticks to make various objects for the diorama. I'm starting with two sets of fences. In order to stay loyal to the fictional theme I had in mind, I made each fence uneven and asymmetrical. With the leftover pieces, I made a small ladder, making a stall-like extension here. The main idea is to have something with a colorful tint, so a stall felt appropriate to the overall idea I had in my mind. Once done, I painted it with Vallejo wood grain. This is the first time I'm using this color and I really like the result. Next is to make a tent for it. I used a dry baby wipe, painted it white first, then Vallejo red, painted the stripes with Vallejo black red. Made extra items off the camera, such as a trot, bundle of chopped wood, a chopping block and an axe to complete it. Painted the fences with a watered down brown to let the stick soak in water so I can see some grains. Then covered the entire thing with a black wash, then dark red wash. Once it dried, I dabbed lightly with Vallejo Old Wood color to highlight certain areas. Just like my first tower, I'm making vines to cover its walls with Milliput Superfine. By the way, if you like this video, haven't yet subscribed to my channel, please do so. As I explained and complained about it in my last video, for some reason, I don't know what, it's getting harder and harder for me to reach new audience with every new video I upload. So, your likes, comments and subscribing to my channel goes a long way and help me grow it. Once Milliput dried, I painted the vines with a diluted dark brown color. Applied green flock on it to complete this part of the build. And with leftover Milliput, I made some flags for the top floor and painted them with Vallejo purple and yellow, fitting the color theme I chose. To make some trees, I picked up some branches. Let's see what she thinks. Well, she approved. I also have some dried pine needles. They are good for tree branches, glues well and doesn't break down easy. I drilled some holes with my Dremel to add the branches. Then, with the help of PVA glue, I added the first layer of flock to buff up the main structure of the trees. Once dried with the help of hairspray, I applied 2 tones of green and yellow flock on them. Looking at it now, maybe brownish red flock would look better instead of yellow. It's now time to build the base. I cut a plywood board and styrofoam of 30 by 22 centimeters. Temporarily placing the tower and the fences to determine the area I will cover with gravel and have a general visual idea how it will look like when everything is put together. Covering the marked area with watered down glue and adding wall plaster rock pieces. Using the active carbon granules and wall plaster crumbs for the gravel. Once everything dried, I applied black craft paint and worked on highlighting the gravel and rocks with a couple of shades of gray. And dry brushed some mud green and brown weathering powder to show dirt. Applying brown flock on the glued areas to represent soil, then the static grass application, I'm done with the base. I made a bunch of various boxes and crates to add detail. I didn't include the footage from them. And since the tower doesn't fit tightly to the base, I'm using random flock and foliage to cover up the gaps where the walls meet the ground. It also adds nice extra detail. And once I put the final tree on the base, I call it good. Thank you for watching this episode. Packed full of details, and even the horrible figures ended up being okay at the end. If you enjoyed what you watched, give this video a like and consider subscribing. And share your diorama or video ideas in the comments down below if you have any. Until next time, take care and stay safe.